done. We got the cross member, got some end caps on it, welded that up, painted it black, got the custom bumper on. It's pretty nice. Nothing will get through that. Got, of course, the straight axle in the front. Steering, kind of we're able to use the stock steering box. It will have a bit of bump steer, but not too bad for now. Got some half-ton leaf springs. Steering damper, had that just mounted, just welded right to the axle itself. Some custom U-bolt plates. It's pretty nice. Got some shock mounts. Just came out off this with a piece of tube steel. Came out, made two arms, hooked up the shock for the bottom. Just two arms coming up. Hook up the shock. Heat. Leaf spring hangers. Just welded to the frame. Shackles. Had a bit of modifications, but it's working now. For the rear, got the axle hooked in, custom U-blades, spring over. On the front, it was spring under. It was a bit too high. Stock U-bolt plates. Yeah, sway bar. And got the drive shaft hooked up. That was pretty easy. Just had to get a different yoke or whatever. Shocks are mounted. There's one arm coming out just on one side. Just made that out, come up, and this is the stock location where the shocks are. Stock leaf springs too. We did use the stock brake line in the back. We didn't have to get an extended one, but for the front, had to get an extended one. Got disc in the front, new calipers. This one has a new rotor. The other side has an old rotor, but new caliper. And the back has drum brakes with new calipers, or whatever mechanism drum brakes use. Brake line running up. I'll show you all this. So for the brakes, I have a proportioning valve. This right here goes to the back, or sorry, the front passenger. So I know this one goes all the way to the back, and this one goes to the front, just down here, down in here. Comes out, and then the back is right here. We did bleed the brakes. The brake pedal could use a little more bleeding. It's getting more stiff. It's pretty soft still. Could be a little more touchy, but yeah. Brakes still work good. There's no parking brake, but we'll have to figure out something for that later. So we had to cut the line, and we don't have a new one yet, so there might be another video on that. And this back diff right here was welded. We took it for a test drive to get the steering alignment done, and when we were pulling out, we turned too sharp and we blew the back welds in the diff, so whatever, we'll just change the fluid soon. But new brake lines across here, one right there, the other one comes up out of the block, comes up and around to the other side. As you see, the old stock cross member's gone. New pitman arm, no mounts up here for the old A-arms and stuff. You just have the top A-arm mounts, but not gonna use those. You don't need the two-wheel drive Astrovan steering box after all. Luckily for us, we weren't too high up, so it can just barely work. It's bottomed out. It's backed all the way out on one of the adjusters, but it works. The steering does have a bit of play, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just gonna keep wiggling this. It doesn't move. It just moves a lot on the cab, but whatever. Who knows? For lift in the front, we've got approximately 9 inches of lift, and before it was 4.5, so we pretty much doubled it. And for the back, we've got 10.5 inches. So the back is a bit higher, and that's just flipping the axle. This is a different axle, but that's just taking the axle and putting it under the leaf springs, because from stock the leaf springs were over. And the only thing now that we need to do is get it running in 4x, because we have it running in 2-wheel right now. But to get it running in 4x, we built this cross member so it wouldn't hit the drive shaft coming out of the transfer case. We have to modify the transfer case, I think, to fit a yoke. But anyway, this is the work of art. This used to go from here all the way to here, and this oval wasn't here before. It was just straight across. So we just built a couple semicircles on it, cut it out. Now it's the new cross member. One of the other steps to do this, we need to take the exhaust and reroute it up along here and then down to get it to be able to, you know, because it'll be the drive shaft will just hit it if we leave it right here, and it's got to get to this. You can't just bring that all the way through here without hitting the exhaust pipe, so that's gonna have to get moved.